Hey everybody! So this week is Zentangles again. I admit I have a problem. I love Zentangles, and I will probably make at least one other Zentangle video. But this week will be a little different because I'm going to have a slower paced walkthrough in the beginning, and then I'll have a speed drawing section at the end for those who would rather just watch me draw really fast and are able to pick up that way. So whatever suits you. You can watch the whole thing, or you can watch the beginning, or you can just watch the speed drawings, but I hope you enjoy. The first Zentangle is called Herzebei. I assume that's how you say it because it was created by a German. And it's just a heart ring, and then you put an aura around the whole heart ring. And you can color this, you can shade it in. The next Zentangle is called Mukha Unfurled. I don't know what a Mukha is, but this one is unfurled. And it's a little tricky. It took me several tries to figure out what was going on. So I would check the book that these are coming out of, which, as usual, is the Great Zentangle book, which is still available on Hoopla. And really pay attention to what they're doing in there because I found it helpful. Otherwise, I was very lost. This one is called Puffle, which just sounds really fun. And it's just upside down hearts and right side up hearts that are squished together. So be sure when you're drawing this that you really squeeze the hearts together. Where one heart ends, another one immediately begins. And then on the inside, think of it like a geode. So you're just going to be doing layers and layers and layers, as many as you want. And then when you go to shade it, start on the inside out so that it has a more 3D look. I didn't necessarily do this successfully, but that's the gist of what you're supposed to do. And I think this would be really fun as a border in anything. Bullet journal, card, it would be cool. This one is called Plosion Folds, which sounds way more exciting than what it actually looks like, in my opinion. It basically just looks like a scroll that's being unfurled, or what I thought of were those paper flower holders where like a bouquet. When you get a bouquet and the flowers are in the pretty plastic paper stuff. That's what it looks like. But it's pretty straightforward, which is very nice, very relaxing. I could fill a page with different versions of this and it would be great. And so I recommend you give it a try. So the impossible triangle was one of the Zentangles that gave me a lot of grief. Once I figured it out, it was relaxing, but getting to that point definitely took some practice. So if you don't get it the first two, or maybe five, or maybe like me and it's like 10 times later, don't worry, you will get the hang of it. And I saw different ways to shade this, and none of them looked right to me because of its bizarre shape. So, however you color this in or don't color it in, it's gonna be wonderful. Don't you worry. Vertigo looks like a pine tree limb or leaf. I'm not really sure what you would call those, but it's a long needle that has little needles coming out of it. First you do like the more curved needles that come out in a V form, and then you do one sweeping needle that it's in the examples it went underneath of all of the prior needles, but you could get very technical and fancy with this and do different overlapping, like maybe it overlaps on the first leaf and then goes under the main needle and then overlaps on the next one, or whatever variation of that. So you can get really creative with this. I just did the basic one for the sake of showing you how it's done. Ah yes, Aang. If you noticed that there were some Zentangles that kind of appeared, but were not spoken of, those were the bloopers from Aang. It was not simple for me. Once I figured it out, it wasn't too bad, but this is again one of those, if you don't get it the first, 2 or 20 times, you will get it. And I saw different people do really cool stuff with this, where they did different fill-ins, or like they did the little pearl like I did, or they just colored it in black and then did a lot of shading. So you can get really creative with this one. But yeah, enjoy the bloopers. Pay attention to the main one, not the bloopers though. So that's that, and now we're gonna do the speed drawings. Woo woo! As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you've enjoyed, and I hope that you go out and make lots and lots of creative Zentangles to share with others or just for yourself for relaxation. I'll see you next week.